There's some big news this weekend.
Boy, has the rap world been buzzing over the weekend. The internet on fire. Are you Team Drake or Team Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar has unleashed another diss track aimed squarely at Drake, escalating the rap battle to new heights. What's driving this feud and how deep does it go? Let's find out. Kendrick Lamar has just dropped his third song in the past 36 hours, and it's clear he's pulling out all the stops to win this feud with Drake. His latest track, Not Like Us, is not just a comeback, it's a full-on assault. It responds to Drake's big moves and their ongoing beef, and takes the battle to a whole new level. Let's rewind a bit. Drake recently released Family Matters, a track filled with bold claims and sharp jabs at Kendrick. One of his strategies was to question Kendrick's authenticity as a West Coast artist. He name-dropped Chris Brown and YG, suggesting they were the true voices of the West Coast, unlike Kendrick. But come on, Kendrick didn't just sit back. Instead, he flipped the script, and Not Like Us. Guess who featured right at the start of the track? None other than DJ Mustard. Now, why does this matter? DJ Mustard isn't just any producer, he's a West Coast icon who has shaped the region's sound over the past decade. I mean, his signature beats have powered countless hits, especially for artists like YG. By choosing a DJ Mustard beat for his track, Kendrick sends a powerful message without even saying a word. It's like he's shutting down Drake's claims with the perfect countermove. But Kendrick doesn't just stop there, he takes the battle further, not just defending his own reputation, but also targeting those close to Drake. Now, over this lively West Coast beat, he adopts a flow and rhyme scheme that screams Bay Area, reminiscent of legends like E40. Man, it's like he's using the very essence of the West Coast, all to help clap back at Drake's earlier attempts to question his authenticity. And just when you think you've got a style pegged, he switches it up. One day it's dark and intense, the next it's a bouncy West Coast banger. Let's talk about the lyrics on this track. Kendrick wastes no time hitting hard. With each line, he seems to be pulling the rug out from under Drake's feet. Oh, and guess what? He even adds a twist of humor this time, lightening the tone but sharpening the sting. Kendrick Lamar continues this hard-hitting critique in his newest track, Euphoria, directly responding to Drake's provocations. In over 6 minutes, Kendrick calls out Drake as a manipulator and habitual liar, and even questions his integrity as a father. This isn't just another diss track, it's an in-depth takedown, pointing out Drake's tendencies to leverage the popularity of younger artists, all to boost his own status. Kendrick accuses Drake of being a colonizer of the Atlanta hip-hop scene, using others' creativity for his own personal gain. And as Kendrick escalates his lyrical assault, he dives deeper into Drake's personal life, particularly his questionable interactions with women. Kendrick keeps the tone playful yet piercing, blending serious accusations with club-ready beats, ensuring the track resonates both in the streets and online. And about the controversial use of AI in music, Kendrick lambasts this practice in Euphoria, noting how disrespectful it is to the legacy artists like Tupac, turning the technology debate into a moral standpoint in the feud. The narrative deepens as Drake responds not with music, but with a cinematic reference on Instagram, sharing a scene from 10 Things I Hate About You, paralleling the emotional complexity of their conflict. In the closing stages, Kendrick not only critiques Drake's musical choices, but also reflects on their long history of competition, tracing all the way back to a performance at the BET Awards years ago where Kendrick declared his dominance. Kendrick labels Drake and his followers as weirdos and creeps. It's a clever blend of humor and critique, making the diss feel less like a heavy blow and more like a public shaming. He doesn't just stop at poking fun. Kendrick digs into the heart of Drake's recent musical projects, all to expose what he sees as faltering ethics and a declining artistic state. Have you noticed how Drake's 2021 album Certified Lover Boy plays into this? The album, notorious for its awkward and controversial lines, becomes a goldmine for Kendrick. And speaking of Certified Lover Boy, remember the buzz around Drake and the Kanye West feud overshadowing the album's release? Well, Kendrick uses that to his advantage, suggesting that while everyone was distracted by that drama, he was studying the album to craft his next moves. Kendrick turns the album's title on its head, mockingly calling himself their certified boogeyman to haunt Drake's image further. I mean, he even flips the album title again to suggest that Drake represents something far darker than just a certified lover boy, a phrase too sharp to even say out loud here. It also features Drake's famous residence known as the Embassy, tagged with a certain list, you know, the kind no one wants to be on, and 13 ominous tags to boot. Why 13, you ask? Well, it seems Kendrick is hinting at some seriously shady stuff going down at Drake's place. Despite the heavy themes, Kendrick makes sure the track doesn't lose its vibe, with clever one-liners and jokes sprinkled throughout. The song maintains an energy that's perfect for the club scene. As the song progresses, Kendrick expands his lyrical assault. He warns Drake about ever showing his face in Oakland, especially after disrespecting Tupac. That's not just a jab, that's straight-up provocation. Kendrick doesn't just stop there. He challenges Drake's manhood, delivers singers that stick, and even drags Drake for betraying his mentor Lil Wayne by going after his girl while he was locked up. Oh, and about Serena Williams. Kendrick warns Drake about dissing her. She's from Compton, and messing with her could have consequences. Kendrick isn't just defending her honor, he's reminding Drake of the ties that bind the community. Now, Kendrick adds another layer by suggesting Drake's involved in shady dealings and hiding vices, and then, with a twist of humor, he dubs Drake not the 6 God, but the 69 God. In the final verse, Kendrick really turns up the heat, responding to Drake's bars from Family Matters, where he critiqued Kendrick's activism. Kendrick offers a sharp history lesson about oppression in Atlanta, a place with a painful history for many African Americans. Interestingly, Kendrick accuses Drake of using popular artists like Future, Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Young Thug, Quavo, and 2 Chainz to boost his own status in hip-hop. Oh, and remember those seemingly harmless features? Kendrick is suggesting they're part of a larger strategy by Drake, all to craft an image of a benefactor of the hip-hop community, when in reality he might be benefiting far more than those he supposedly helps. This isn't just about throwing shade. Kendrick is strategically undermining Drake's credibility, painting him as someone who profits off of others' creativity and hard work. And mind you, by doing this, he's not just challenging listeners to rethink their support for Drake, but he's also casting doubt among artists about collaborating with him. The implications here are significant. As Kendrick lays out these accusations, he positions Drake as an outsider in the very community from which he draws so much of his musical inspiration. Think about it. If Drake is seen as a user rather than a contributor, that could change how artists and fans view his collaborations and his music. Moreover, Kendrick's approach goes beyond simple lyrical warfare. By bringing up Drake's relationships with key figures in the Atlanta music scene, he hints at possible reasons behind Drake's efforts, all to maintain these connections, especially with Future, who is a major figure in Atlanta hip-hop. This move by Kendrick might not dent Drake's immediate sales or chart success, but it's a long game, potentially impacting how Drake is perceived in the industry. By painting Drake as someone who clings to younger stars to stay relevant, Kendrick is challenging how others in the industry might view working with Drake. I mean, consider this. Drake has been a titan in the industry, partly because of his knack for spotting and collaborating with rising talents, but Kendrick's latest verse suggests that Drake's approach might be more about self-preservation than genuine support for new artists. And here's another twist. Despite the seriousness of the accusations, Kendrick raps them in a track that's an absolute club banger. It's catchy, danceable, and it's everywhere. How does Kendrick manage to balance harsh critiques while making something you want to groove to? Could this be the turning point for Drake's career? And how will the industry react to these bold accusations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content just like this.